I'd like to thank Airbus, one of our sponsors, for the cocktail party yesterday evening, so thanks to them. I hope you enjoyed that. And without any further ado, please welcome Félix to the stage with Nightcrawler. Félix.
Thank you. So, good morning, everyone. My talk today will deal with a personal project named Nightcrawler, and the main aim to this project was to find watering hole on the internet. Just to present one slide to present myself, I'm a technical IT security geek, and I love also geopolitics, some design, and today I work in Kaspersky as a threat intelligence researcher for the great team, and previously I worked for the French Cyber Defense Agency and British Telecom as a pen tester. And this is the first time that I disclose one of my personal projects. So Nightcrawler is a project that I've started. I don't remember exactly when, because there were many proof of concept, but maybe in 2016, just to get my own threat intel, just don't rely on public reports and discover something by myself from my bedroom. It was great. And it was mainly dedicated to find something related to APTs, but obviously I found many stuff regarding cyber criminality and many exploit kits, and most of them I don't disclose them in open source because, okay, I have time to discover them, it's automatic, okay, but in order to do some investigation, it's more complicated. So for those who don't know what's a watering hole, it's unlike for cybercriminals that they will just install their shit on many websites. Watering holes are the insertion of specific malicious scripts on a specific website in order to infect the visitors. So, for example, if you want to target some government, you will put some, I don't know what exploit kit on an embassy website, for example. Or there is also some geographic watering hole. If you have a company with employee in a certain city, they just do watering hole on some city-related websites. So we have different type of watering hole. The first one is so old watering hole type, but still active. So the malicious guy just implements some JavaScript or iframe on the website, and it's okay, it works, and it redirects the visitors to the malicious server. After that, you have a different form of watering hole where it's not the HTML body of the web page that is tampered, but a legitimate script, for example, jQuery. And they just happen some malicious script inside this legitimate script in order to redirect the visitor. And after, you have more complicated stuff like malvertising with a lot of redirections that lead to the malicious server. Today, nowadays, the second one, I think is most used, but we can find more creative ways to redirect. But this is the three main type of watering holes today. And on the malicious server, when you have for APT or targeted attack, you have some possible IP range whitelisting. So, for example, if the guy targets government, he will search for their what router used the government in order to whitelist their IP. You have also browser fingerprinting so on plugging local IP, accept language, etc., etc. And today's, there is no more very like old days, but most of the attackers and even state attackers just really on like social engineering with fake installers or browser plugins as Turla, for example. So how to detect watering holes? The fact is in the IT security community, okay, it's good to reverse something, but some context is also good to know your enemy. So here is what I follow today. So we have some regions of the world with crisis. For example, the Ukraine crisis. You have the Middle East with Syria, Kurdistan, Iraq, Iran, Yemeni, Arabia Saudi. And after you have the China with all of its tensions with like the Uyghur community, with the South China Sea, Taiwan, Tibet, etc. And you have the North Korea, which is interesting also. It's that, okay, I focus on this region, but I focus also on all this type of target. I think that I haven't put all the sectors, but most of the APT threat actors for economical region will target, like for private sectors, will target some future technologies, so renewable energies or nuclear, etc., etc. I follow also some old WordPress, some porn and streaming websites, because they can lead to exploit kit also, and online stores, and you will see why just after. So how to get the websites? You have different form. The first idea is, okay, you just really on passive DNS. I'm searching all, I don't know what government website. I will just ask some passive DNS and get the domains. Companies, directory scraping are good because each countries are its own defense company associations. You can also rely on like linked DB databases. For example, if you want to target some Intel company, it's okay to use like the Stratfor database. And you have, obviously, manual insertion, and I'm pretty good to that also. So how to detect something that you don't know? You don't have any rule on that, just focusing on heuristic. Many guys just think, okay, heuristic are bad, or it's very complicated to detect water hole when you don't know who is targeted and by what. In fact, you just have to monitor some changes. Oh, it's the first time that I see that host, yeah. And this host seems to be an IP address, and it doesn't rely on some domain name. You can have also some heuristic on, like, for the UIs that the host was created few weeks ago, for example. Just the host use free SSL certificates, or you have some mixed HTTP contents during the user's browsing. And of course, there is a lot of noise. So each host that I consider as legitimate, I just whitelist it, but I don't block it. It's not like ad block. So I can follow the chain to, for example, malvertising. It's okay, and I've detected some campaigns with that. If you are also looking also for some suspicious things, just what you can do is Yara everything. Each suspicious host, each suspicious script, just put some signature on it. So I have some example of signature that I have like 100 and I don't know how many signatures. So the first one, for example, it was the obfuscated scanbox URLs, quite good to detect Chinese, to detect some intrusion sets. You have also a rule, so I put rules on everything, so HTTP response, body content, who is recorded, SSL certificates are okay too, path, and obviously host, because some attackers just register their domain names with the same pattern, so you can do some regex on host. So for Ocean Octopus, which is the second cluster of Ocean Lotus, Vietnamese APT, so like they had a specific cookie value, so I just do some rules on that. And also some guys that just have some exploits, they put just rob comments on them on the exploits. So some stack pivots, stuff like that, it's okay to put rules, and for some reason you can best like Tor Odays, or it's okay too. So I had to put botnet on my conf. So how to detect watering holes? You have to create your own botnet because you are dealing with thousands of websites. So it's quite expensive, but it's okay. So this is my own botnet. So you have like the master server with a queue that have a lot of target and task. And this master server will just task some crawlers, and the crawlers will crawl the webs. I don't know if, yeah, you will see something. So I have some obsec, for example, random target selection. Like if I'm targeting a government, I just I randomize my targets so you don't have like a list of, I don't know what government with websites. I have some crawlers development on the fly, and today I rely on like 40 user agents, 20 accept language, which are linked to the domains TLD. I follow also local links and the websites, and I crawl also some Tor rendezvous, which is in gray, like human interaction, Chrome headless, and attempts. We are still developing it in order, for example, I think that like cyber criminal will do that against this type of project. So, for example, just the payload will be activated when the user will scroll the page or stuff like that. So it's still in development. So some example. So sorry, I had a demo for you of my tools. If you are interested, I will just show you with my own computers, but today I will not present the demo on this conference. So I have my own computer, I don't know, just here to show you that. So some credit card stealer campaign, things that nobody, I haven't seen something related to that in open source. For example, you have a website that brought himself to have like 1 million order. It's a luggage website. And if you go to check out something, you just will see there is something bad in it. Here, you have some redirection to gscloud.com with the JavaScript static.js. And if you go on this JavaScript, you will see some shits. And obviously, when you put your credit card, it will just send the credit card to the malicious server. So I have some example. So I've put some credit card information and it's sent to the server. The fact is that it's a good way to steal credit card and many informations. And the fact is not only this website that it's infected. Yeah. So it's a Maltigo. And I've clusterized some stuff, and you have like 900 websites that are today targeted by these two campaigns. And it's not like the small website. I have a like big US brand or stuff like that they are targeted since many and many months. I don't know if their two clusters are from the same guy. I don't think so, but I think that they know each other. I've seen also many stuff. Like exploit kits, mainly in 2016, thanks to Adobe and all the security industry that have done a great work in order to prevent some browser-related exploitations, tech support scams, malicious porn redirection on some, like for example, some embassy website. It's quite funny. Cryptocurrency mining on a Gov website, on many websites, and some unattributed stuff. I saw guys that pre-positioned themselves on many websites, but I don't know what will be the final payload. So I bust also targeted attack, which was the main aim of this project. So I will disclose just one, and after I will show you all the intrusion set that I've seen with this project. So it's an XXMM2 watering hole. I don't remember the real name of this intrusion set in open source. And I've seen them in a South Korea defense website months and months ago. And I thought that the website, I've seen it because it just go offline, and but no. So if you look at what is requested, you will see that you have some get flash player. Okay, they use like SWVF object or .js, which just redirect you to flash player when you don't have flash player. And you see that I disclose all the things. I don't care. And you will see that, yes, you are redirected to a server that has a bad OPSEC because you have all the access log. It's not the Apache access log, it's their own access log. And obviously you can access also to the whitelist and know who are the entities, which are the targeted entities. Okay, so it's a server with whitelisting. Can I get the payload? Yeah, I can get the payload. I haven't hacked anything, it just get request. So yes, I will download the payload. And the payload, yes, are XXMM2 implants. Which is interesting is that they have done some error in their user agents regarding like it's XPS P2, and they have like Windows Vista related user agents. So this user agents normally doesn't exist on a Microsoft network. After that, there are all the campaigns that I've seen this year. So the Tola guys, the two clusters of Ocean Lotus. I don't know if they are the same guys. Ocean Lotus is known to target like human rights defenders in Vietnam. But you have Ocean Octopus, which is another cluster. They have hacked, and you have an overlap between watering holes of these two clusters. But the second one just hack governmental, mainly governmental stuff, and some companies. Which is interesting with Ocean Octopus is that they have done watering hole also on OWA, Outlook Web Access pages of some companies. You have Newsbeef, aka Chairman Kittens, which maybe it's an Iranian group. You have Emissary Panda, some on different governmental targets. You have also Greenberg, not known in open source to do some watering holes. Copy Kittens, Bad Rabbit, and different campaigns that are not disclosed in open source, and I'm still investigating in it to know who is behind or what's the real intrusion set behind. So regarding future works, it's a big project for one man. Today I have a good friend that helped me a lot regarding development. If there is any volunteers to join me, just ask. I will also implement new heuristics as modules in the master server. Today it's not very, you just have to add some code, and it's not very reliable. And maybe, I don't know, sharing with the community, but in restricted stuff because of the bad guys. I don't know. Today, the question is still open. And so if you have any question, feel free to ask. Thank you.
Thank you, Félix, for this talk. We have time.
I'm French, so...
We have time for one or two questions. Emilia, up there.
Je ne vois pas et j'entends rien.
Hi, thanks a lot for sharing the good work. I actually had some kind of similar project, so I was wondering if you were actually looking at data regarding JavaScript variable, because I figured out that sometimes looking at the size of the variable or at the entropy, you can detect a kind of obfuscated JavaScript code, and then it helps sometimes detect watering hole as well.
Yeah, the fact that many trackers, advertisements, and legitimate stuff use packed JavaScript, and I don't sandbox anything, so I just execute this JavaScript, see if there is some redirection, but I don't have some entropy rules on the JavaScript. I thought to do that, and just seeing the real positive, the false positive, it was okay. Well, I will stop with entropy stuff. But yes, I think it's a good way with some packers, like you have Metasquad packers or packers that are known to be just bad packers. I have them in my Yara role, so it's quite okay. But no, I don't really on entropy.
Is there any other question? One is here. Erwan? Here. Run faster.
It's too dangerous.
Wait a second. Okay. Go ahead.
Thank you for the talk. In your opinion, in how many
I
cases...
don't see you. Where are you? Okay, yeah.
Sorry for this. In how many cases do you think this is really watering hole in the sense that they are looking for someone specifically and send the malicious code only to a subset of people based on IP ranges, based on whatever, compared to targeting everyone that connects to the website?
J'ai pas compris la question. Fais-la en français et je te répondrai en anglais.
Dans combien de pourcents des cas, c'est un watering hole au sens où il ne diffuse le JavaScript malicieux ou la charge malicieuse qu'à un subset de cibles?
Okay. Relating like watering holes like with websites and specific watering holes, I saw that. And in this list, who is using whitelist? So you have Turla, you have Ocean Lotus. Newsbeef, I don't think so. Emissary Panda 2, they use whitelist. Greenberg, I think that they use whitelist. They have a similar like beef script code by their own. Copy Kitten, they use whitelist, if I remember well, on the IP level. So you will see the redirection, but you don't. The server will never answer. And Bad Rabbit, it's Bad Rabbit, so they are targeting a country. Obviously, there is no specific watering holes on their stuff. They just activate the server for few hours, but it's just that. And for cyber criminal stuff, I have seen something that I was not able to get the final payload. It's like cloudstat.png, cloudstat.info.info or things like that. And they're really on like PNG images and some JavaScript inside PNG images, and I was not able to get the final payload. Just Caffeine said to me, well, it just takes support scam, so there is nothing to see here. Okay.
Okay. Last question here. Erwan? You need some coffee, Erwan, this morning.
Yeah, so I have a question about the crypto mining that you mentioned. So the first one was, Does the crypto mining occur after a redirect? And also, how common is that compared to other kind of attacks? And does it target specific cryptocurrencies?
Yeah, I've seen crypto mining on many, many websites. My demo just, sorry, on many Gov websites, and I think which can be a good idea, it's just to clusterize all the crypto campaigns, mining campaigns with their own key ID, like for one Hive. I haven't seen any related crypto mining campaigns on big websites, for example, on a French media website, or I don't know, I haven't seen them. I monitor them, but I haven't seen a campaign like that today. But yes, the only one that I think that they were targeted, it was like the previous week, the Moldovan government, if I remember well. And I spotted this crypto mining script, and if I remember well, the website were not on the same server, so I think it was very targeted. Why? I don't know.
Thanks, Felix. Thanks again.